This is a comic that the creative team didn't care about. It is The Defenders, number 11, The Secret Defenders by Ron Marsgill and Tom Grindberg, which is the worst type of burger on the McDonald's menu. I did the first 2 issues of this short run about a year ago. That is how long it took us to recover from the art. This one, it is a standalone issue. It is a Starburst crossover, and I'll talk about Starburst in another video. But for this one, I will treat Starburst with the same respect and interest that Ron Marsgill does, which is virtually none. The art is awful. Even the cover is bad. We have got the Hulk, and he's like crushing this guy. And the only reason I know he is crushing him is because that's what the copy says. Hulk, him being on the cover, it also ruins the story. I knew it was coming, but I could never prepare for it. This is Black Star Dick Rider, and this character is meant to be sleek and slim and aerodynamic. And here he is, looking like every part of his body has swollen up. And it's not just the shite art. Ron Marsgill, he approaches everything in this comic with disinterest. This is clearly just a paycheck for him. The editor probably asked him to do a Starburst tie-in, and he was reluctant to. But rather than say no, he agreed to with the intention of spitefully undermining it. The writing here, it goes, you want to think there are some things you can always count on. Spider-Man on the front page of the Planet. Mr. Fantasticals heading up the Fantastic Force. Not one person ever yelling, look up in the sky. It is the man called Black Star. He's basically saying that Black Star is shit and nobody likes him. Black Star, he goes to Doctor Strange's house. He wants help in the Starburst event from him. And there is Tom Grindberg and his fixation on showing men's butt cheeks. Also, complete waste of 2 pages. And fucking, look at this leg here. Follow this leg to his bum. That leg would have to be like 3 times longer than the other leg. So Doctor Strange, he shows up and he is an absolute shithead. This is probably Ron Marsgill's voice. Doctor Strange, he says to Black Star, why have you come here, boy? And then down here, as you can see, neither I nor my abode is in any condition to receive visitors. I would prefer you depart now. I'll take a moment to point out that grammatically, that is wrong too. It should be neither I or my abode are in any condition. The team for this issue is Doctor Strange, Black Star, Northman and the Hulk. And it's not a bad little team, but there's no story here. This is absolutely just wasting time. Something else that Tom Grindberg does, he has characters stand around with their legs spread wide open like this. Last issue, I tried my hardest to find a single panel that I would say is decent or at least passable. And I think this one down here is the closest we have got in this issue. As always, there's problems. Namely that his arm should probably be there. Either that or he has like the world's longest neck. It's a shame that the speech bubble wasn't covering more of this, because the top part is fine. Hey, remember when little kiddies used to want to dress up in Excellent Men merchandise? You didn't see some little boy screaming to get a House of X t-shirt, do you? Here we get a dispassionate recap of the events of Starburst, drawn terribly. Starburst actually has some pretty bad art throughout, but this here manages to be worse than that. Characters like Superman here are coloured the wrong colours entirely. That's meant to be his cape colour, and that's meant to be that colour. And then up here, Kazar and his girlfriend, they look like conjoined twins. It's bloody terrible, this. An advert to give us a brief relief. And then here is our baddie for the issue. An unnamed robot who never appears in Starburst, but apparently is one of the villains from Starburst. And now Black Star, he joins up with Northman to fight it. We don't have a good panel establishing Northman. Look at Black Star's legs down there. Is he a fucking crab person or something? The one positive for this issue is this page here. The writing is fun. Black Star and Northman, they are catty with each other. And it would be nice if we actually spent more time like this, but God, wait till you see the fucking end. How to fucking fill the pages without a story. So then we have got a fight scene and it is not fun. The art is terrible and it doesn't convey what is happening well. And what is happening is Black Star and Northman, they're getting their arses immediately kicked by this nothing robot. There is one of Tom Grindberg's arse shots there. Nice look at Black Star's arse. And then underneath that is a nice look at Black Star's abstract body. This robot, he isn't given any motivation or even a name. And it doesn't really link to Starburst at all. This is making no effort to try and tie in with a crossover. And then the Hulk shows up. And the joke is that the Hulk, he immediately destroys the robot with one punch across 2 pages. And that is pretty much the end of the story. The cover gave away its one fucking joke, that the Hulk showed up and quickly destroyed it. This is also incredibly insulting to Black Star and Northman, who are quite experienced superheroes, but they're treated like bumbling idiots here. There really wasn't a story here, and it didn't even fill the full page count, so we end with an extended teaser for the next story, and this is fucking shameful. We have got an ugly, contorted body floating in space, no dialogue. We've got an advert there to prepare us for this really interminable page pattern shite. Ugly, contorted body floating in space some more, still no dialogue. Then you've got to turn it sideways, which I fucking love doing, for 2 more pages of an ugly, contorted body floating in space. But now, look, there is a hand reaching out to him, and there's no dialogue until the last panel. And then you turn the page, and oh, look, it is Phineas. That was a meaningful use for 5 pages at the back of an issue that didn't have any story to it. We got some letters here from some idiots who write in to say Tom Grindberg's art is amazing. This is atrocious. It's absolutely just a comic that exists so Ron Marz girl could get paid. There is no love in this. There is no ideas. There is no story. It is just wasting 23 pages with some disgusting art. I haven't even talked about how ugly the art is, because unlike the last story, which was only just a little bit broken, the level of writing in this matches the art. It is shit, and it is really, really shit. I spent 5 minutes beforehand debating whether or not I was going to tear this up. But I'm not going to tear it up on the basis that there was that one single page where Black Star and Northman, they had an exchange, and that suggested if Ron Marsgill had bothered to actually write a story with those characters, it could have been a lot better. This is the very definition of a shit comic. That is why I'm rating it a full 7 thumbs up.